This is your daily briefing. You're most welcome to it. The summer transfer window, I've been through it. I've got a really nasty conclusion, which isn't going to sit well with, hopefully, won't sit well with any of you. But, I mean, who knows? Some of you appear to be capable of putting up with anything. Some of you, when it comes to your reactions to stuff that goes on with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, I can tell you that your house was burning down with all your nearest and dearest in it, and you could shrug. I can't be responsible for the way you respond. So, a bit of a preamble, where we were, what we did, and where it's left us, and then finally, a bit of a shoeing for the people that report, those goodly people that report the football information to us. So the preamble starts here. Sampdoria are reported to have a €25 million option to sign Tottenham midfielder Harry Winks permanently in 2023. Yeah, okay. All I can say to this, that comes from Football Italia, there's other people too saying it. All I can say to this is the only way's up. He flew, not to Australia, but flew to Spain. I don't know if you've done that, it's not very far. Sampdoria had a game a few days later, and he wasn't in the matchday squad. Not in the starting 11, not on the bench, not in the matchday squad. Nowhere to be seen. He's a very versatile sort of utility player. Doesn't bode well. And this is the kicker. I didn't realise this at all. 70% of Sergio Reguilon's salary will be paid by Tottenham. It comes from Matthew Moretta. 70%.
Wait, what?
Now, that's not been shouted from the rooftops anywhere, and it makes me wonder what other numbers aren't in the public domain. Sergio Reguilon, 70%. So this is the money we wasted. And these are the players and the money we wasted blow by blow. Sergio Reguilon, 27 million. Dongi Ndombele, 54 million. Joe Rodon, 10.89 million. Winks is a zero, but 20 years of having his... Lo Celso, 14.4 million arrangement fee, and then a further 27.2 million signing fee. Gives us 119 million and change. For the benefit of the tape, I've not been Mirandised. I'm unaware of my rights, but I've not added any add-ons or monies that might be triggered onto those numbers, simply because they don't count unless they get triggered. Further examples, I suggest, I refer you to Eric Lamela. Record signing, they all screamed, but he probably, because he didn't trigger anything, resulted in somewhere about 14.5, 15 million. So that's where we were. That came to 119 million and change. That was, let's describe that as the size of the hole in the boat, right? That's a good phrase. Size of the hole in the boat, 119. Here's what we bought. Richarlison, 52.2. Romero, 45, which I've included because I cannot be bothered having a nitpicking fight with pedants. What I will say to you is Spurs can't be recovering from a post-economic pandemic landscape then, can they? They're just chucking 45 million. And I understand there's not all in one go. I understand all that. I understand how transfers work. It's the beginning of the payments. They're starting to go. But by the same token, who pays bills before they are due when there is no advantage to doing so? That doesn't make any sense. And clearly Spurs don't need the interest the money could have earned if they'd have just left it in the bank. So where were we? We were at Romero, 45 million. Yves Bissouma, 26.28. Destiny Udogie, 16.2. Lovely goal, Udinese. Absolutely sensational. That's on the boyhotspur.com. Jed Spence, 13.23 million. And then we've got Perisic and Forster, both free transfers. So the size of the whole of the boat was 119 million. Yeah. That's the mindset of the club. That's the mindset of the club. That they knew the strength of it. They knew the degree of trouble we were in. And they spent £1 million less than the size of the problem.
You gotta be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
So let's go back to the 150 million. This was being ramped up by all the press. And we had Alistair Gold in particular go, we've bought 4. When's the 5th? And nobody, to the best of my knowledge, nobody gave us a running commentary, a critique, saying it'll be interesting to see who we buy and of what use they are. So now we have this sort of kind of slow, like the guy waking up from the hangover, where am I situation, where Papa Mata Sarr, who's kind of, in the witness protection programme, Bryan Gil didn't go to Valencia. Spence, we've been told outright, we were told outright that the club bought him and that he's one for the future and it's a great bit of business, but no good to me next week or the week after. And Basuma told quite bluntly in the last few days that he's got 2 players in front of him. So we've got 3 players there that were supposed to make or be part of something that made a difference, that won't make a difference, and we just haven't brought enough players in that Conte really wants. I think it goes without. I don't think anybody is going to contest this. I think Perisic is a Conte player. I think Lenglet. I would have missed him off the list. He's on a loan, isn't he? Yeah, he's on a loan. But Lenglet, he is clearly a Conte player. Richarlison, I will get into an argument with you. Yes, he said he's wonderful, he's blah blah, but he's not going to come out and say for a record signing that he thinks he's a bit pony, doesn't really know what to do with him, and it wasn't his idea. And as I said to you before, nobody's got the cojones to sit in the press room and say, good afternoon, Antonio, glad you're looking forward to the Marseille game tonight, and can you tell me, was it your idea to bring Richarlison to Spurs? None of them will ask that because they just don't have it in them. And this is the quality of the press that we're getting. And they primarily publish stuff and it ends up infantilising things because they want the news to be upbeat, because that, in the general sway of things, is what gets people obviously excited and happy and is a very good click magnet. It's a very good catalyst for getting that fan engagement, getting the readers going, getting the juices flowing. I switch on the news, and you've got to be careful with the news. You need to have some editorial thing, because otherwise we'll end up getting into the fetal position and hiding under our beds. But you switch the news on, and the news, I think, for the benefit of humanity, doesn't need over moderating, but needs to be balanced. Needs to be a little bit of good, a little bit of funny, a little bit of awful, because that's life. That's what happens in the world. But with these guys, we're constantly barraged with this, I'm hearing, amazing, war chest. If you look at the statement from Spurs, at no point, in no way, did they say that they were going to blow £150 million on players. They said what they were doing. They said how the money was going to be used in tranches. They said what the money was going to do to their share position. They were very clear. But to put it into, and I hate the phrase, but I'm going to use it anyway, but to put it into sun reader language, £150 million war chest. They think we're stupid. And I don't believe that we are stupid. I think some of you are pretty dumb, but I think in the main, people aren't stupid. And they only publish what they thought would make us giddy and happy. So this business, like I say, we signed 6, will it be 7? I don't care if we sign 7 or 17. I want us to sign players that make a difference, that improve us. And we've got the money. I've been through this with you recently, but I'm going to mention it again. I'm still seeing people say, yeah, but we can't compete with the likes of Chelsea. We can't compete with the likes of Manchester City. Yes, we can. How much do you think Haaland cost? Do your homework, or just, as I keep saying, remove yourself from the field of play. If you don't understand the subject, go and bore somebody else. But don't peddle untruths. Don't peddle disinformation, misinformation. Oh, we can't compete with Chelsea. We can't compete with City. Of course we can. I'm not suggesting, because the Daily Mail did an article saying that we could, in theory, blow 400 million and still be compliant with financial fair play. But you keep it for buying the right players. And I look at who we've bought. Richarlison, the jury's still out. Sorry. 2 assists. Woo! 60 million. 60 million. I And my eyes go up and down the list, and I'm looking at Perisic, I'm looking at Lenglet, and I'm seeing players that Conte has stated quite publicly, as I say, that he's not that crazy about. But the press, they don't have the courage to do their job properly. They don't have the courage to ask the right questions. They don't have the courage, as I say to Conte, did you do it? There's no need to be rude. There's no need to be insulting, but to just be a strident, decent journalist. It's what you claim to be, but you're not. You're just children playing at it. Am I giving the press a bad rap? Is it wrong that I point out what a crappy job these guys are doing in the main? I don't think it is. People should up their game. But one guy is very happy. One guy is a fun guy. He's very happy. And I draw your attention to one young Matt Hayes, who I should tell you at this Christmas will be in Panto at the Gaiety Theatre off Grafton Street in Dublin, starring in Snow White and the Seven Pronouns, playing the part of the innocent stepdaughter who is living in a cottage with 7 minors. Stop that. And on that bombshell, good luck, keep it Tottenham.